what they see is what they'll be. Huge, huge believer in that. And what I want to talk about on this post, of course, is essentially as parents and mentors, giving our kids and putting them in the right places. It's our job, it's our duty to put our kids around successful people, whether it's successful kids, of course, and like-minded individuals and successful adults. I'm very proud of my nephew. I have a nephew. He just graduated the Air Force. Shout out nephew Flamar. Just a good kid. Always been a good kid. He was actually a member of our youth group and just a standout kid. My son as well, he's always putting him around, like-minded people. I have a 7-year-old, of course. I started all over again. I have an 18-year-old and I have a 7-year-old. And he's going to be, of course, in the youth group as well. And it's all about putting the kids around like-minded people, showing them leadership, showing them community service. That's so huge and so important. And of course, that's how I started. I was a Sigma Beta, member of the Sigma Beta Club. Shout out to the fraternity, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. I am a proud member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, but that organization changed my life. I owe everything to the organization. I was a snotty-nosed kid, I came from the projects, west side of Las Vegas, west side, and my life could have went either way, who knows? Who knows? But I really believe when I start getting around like-minded men, positive men, it changed my life. Because I didn't know, stuck inside this little bubble, I didn't know that I could be a principal. I didn't know I can be a police officer, a detective. I didn't know I can be a judge. I didn't know I can be an attorney. These are some of the things that I just didn't know about because I was in my small community. And within those walls, I didn't see anything. And it's crazy, man. Shout out to Robert Taylor, Twix. End up going to Votech, and this is how I got introduced to the youth group. I was a Boy Scout when I was younger, but I really feel that joining a mentorship, uh, you know, youth group that was sponsored by professional, solid men, it definitely changed the trajectory of everything. Shout out to Twix. Twix, what happened was, man, he cut hair. And I was like, bro, you cut hair? I need a cut. Is it cool, if I come through? He was like, yeah, come through. He cut my hair, and I'm hearing in the background nothing but ladies screaming, "Go Twix, go Twix!" I'm like, man, what's going on over there, man? What's that about? And he was like, oh man, I'm a Sigma Beta. I'm like, and of course, you young, you impressionable, man. Put me, I want to be down. You know what I mean? And he was like, yeah, man, it's a youth group. We pretty much advised by some professional men, and you know, it helped me out as well. And I'm like, well, man, that's a bet. So I end up joining the youth group, and I'm like, man, this was cool. So of course it wasn't all about stepping. And at the time, the girls was going bananas because Twix was stepping. And if you know Twix, again, I grew up with him. He's probably one of the most talented and creative guys I ever met, man. Salute to my frat brother Twix. If you know Twix, man, that's just what he was, man. He was definitely talented and creative. So I end up joining the Sigma Beta Club, and the rest was history. You know what I mean? But it taught me so much. It was so much structure that these men put in my life that I didn't have. Shout out to Ali Don, who actually ended up being one of my deans when I began my journey to become a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. I didn't mention hazing. Phi Beta Sigma don't haze. And Chris Rice. Chris Rice was another brother who just was a Sigma giant, man. Been huge in my life, man. And he was one of the main advisors, and he just taught me so much, man. And every time I get a chance, I like to give Chris his flowers because he's taught me just so much. And it's things that he don't even realize he taught me, man. Bringing his kids around to the Sigma Beta Club meetings, man, and just showed us another level of fatherhood. Like, you can do things with your kids and still be impactful. So that just brought so much success, man, to my life. Taught me how to be a man, taught me what leadership was about. And of course, I served on various levels of the organization as well when I became a member. And hence, which gave me the passion of mentoring. Ever since 1999 is when I crossed, I've been a part of the organization in shaping and forming kids' lives, man. And I really feel that's my calling. Hence, that's why I'm here, raising humans together. But it's been amazing. It's been such a journey. And these men changed my life, man. I just want to do the same thing and pay it forward. And that's what I've been doing since 1999. I've been mentoring in various capacities throughout my life. But putting kids around successful people, my son, both of my sons, they've been exposed to my fraternity ever since knee high. And that's all they know. That's all they know. Putting them around positive individuals. Of course, we're an organization known, especially here in Vegas. Now, I can't speak for everywhere else, but as an organization, we're known for service. Second to none, boots to the ground. That's what we do. We go out there, we service humanity, and we've always been about that. And these are some of the things that you want to teach your kids. There are so many other organizations that I definitely want to implore you all to put your kids in. So many organizations, YMCA, of course, the Boys and Girls Club. I grew up in the Boys and Girls Club when I was much younger as well, playing sports. I played basketball coming up. Well, I played a little bit of everything, but basketball was another passion. PAL, Police Athletic League as well. They do a lot of good things. You guys in your areas, you just got to reach out, see what's out there. It's a lot of mentorship groups out there. And the main thing is keeping these kids busy. We want to keep them busy. Of course, idle time is what gives these kids other intentions. And we don't want that. What else we got? We got sports. Sports has always been pivotal. I always recommend your son, and if you see my other podcast interviews, your son, your daughter, they don't have to be the star of the team. What happens when you put your kids in sports, it teaches them teamwork. It's so many things they learn just being in the capacity of sports and being around sports. Teamwork, it teaches them how to be a good leader or to be a leader, or a good follower as well. Because, of course, you got to listen to the coach if you want to be successful, if you want to play. You definitely gotta, with my sons, I just want them to do something recreational, something that can, get the heart rate up, and whether my son is on the bench or whether he's starting and the number one player, I'm still gonna support them and always stand behind on being a huge advocate for kids being involved in playing sports. You got student council. It's crazy, man. I definitely was part of the student council. A lot of people don't know that. Also was prom king, you did. So, but I think a lot of that played in me being prom king is just the popularity. And I wasn't striving to be popular. I was a member of the Sigma Beta Club, was a part of a youth group. I served on the student council as well, but they just taught me so much about leadership. And so many other things that I can go on and we'll be here forever. But tell your kids to get involved. Sometimes hold an incentive. I would hold an incentive to my oldest son. I'd be like, hey, if you join X, Y, and Z and get these amount of grades, these good grades, I'll give you X, Y, and Z. I'll give you $300, at the end of the semester. And again, we just want to welcome them. And once they get in the door, I'm sure they'll start navigating and finding their way. And again, that's our job, is to lead them, lead them to that, keep them involved, keep them engaged. What else we got? We got arts and performance, of course. Some of these kids are talented. You may have a child that can dance or who is a rapper or a singer, and you don't even know it. So we have to tap into these gifts that our kids have, but we have to lead them. And I know parents, it's a lot of struggling parents out there, and it's nothing wrong with that, because we all struggle. It's so many other, again, organizations and so many other resources that you can use or utilize and tap into to help pay for these kids, their vices or their sports or some of these organizations as well. But you have to reach out for resources. If you have any questions, I can assist. Again, reach out to me. If you want to send me a message, I can help you find that. Whether you do STEM, robotics, that's another one. Engineering, coding, AI, that is the future. If your kid or you think your kid is showing interest in any of these things, please walk them through there. Welcome to that door, and definitely kick it open for them and let them walk in, and so they can learn and have something they can take for them from years on out. But I know for me, I'm speaking for me and my personal story in life, but tap into the D9s, the fraternities and sororities of the historically Black fraternities and sororities. If you have Lambda, Alpha, Pi, and if they have mentorship programs, nothing wrong with that either. But I'm speaking for me and what helped for me. Um, Coming up, all the organizations had youth groups. I know the Alphas had the M Phi Ts, D Phi Ts. The Kappas had the Kappa League. The Omegas had the Omega Gents. The Sigmas, of course, we had the Sigma Beta Club. Um, the latest is Zeta Phi Beta. They had the Arcanettes. Of course, shout out to my sisters. The AKAs, they had the Akateens. Sigma Gamma Rhos, they had the Roras. And the Deltas had the Delta Gems. And all of these youth groups thrived. And that's something we're trying to get back here in Las Vegas. A lot of us are still active, but it wasn't the same how it was when we came up. But I guarantee you, when you put them around successful professional people, they're going to flourish. You got to have them stay committed now, because I've seen parents get their kids into these organizations and they get in, and all of a sudden it's, well, mom, dad, I don't want to go. No, they're children. Make them go. My son, he doesn't have a choice. He never had a choice, to be honest with you. He had to go. And of course, he ended up, enjoying it. And he's got a lot of community service and is definitely helping him out now for college. So when he's filling out his for scholarships and he's filling out his applications for college, of course, the community service, he's been doing that since he was 8 years old. So that's going to speak loud. That's going to speak volumes. You know what I mean? But definitely, definitely tap into your Divine Nine organizations. It don't matter. You got a Sigma and you got the M Phi Ts, or if the Omega Gents, are nearby. Come on, y'all. We got to be adults. We want to do what's best for the kids. Now, when that kid go to college, he better pick the right choice. But it don't matter. As long as these kids are surrounded by good professional people that's really showing them the ropes, that's all that matters. I want to leave you guys with a quote. I always want to leave you guys with a quote when I'm on. What you model today, they live tomorrow. What you model today, they live tomorrow. So we have to be the blueprint. We have to be the example. We have to lead by example. For more parenting tips, follow on all social media platforms. Raising Humans Together. This, of course, is many more to come. Appreciate you guys tuning in with me. God bless. Let's grow together.